Welcome back to the Game Scout, where we dig through the digital storefronts so you don't have to, helping you discover what others miss. Look, paying $70 for a broken, unfinished AAA game is a massive L. Why empty your wallet when Steam is literally giving away god-tier masterpieces and highly addictive hidden gems for less than the price of your morning coffee? Today, we are breaking down 30 absolutely insane Steam deals under $10 that you simply cannot afford to ignore. These are up to 95% off, and trust me, your backlog is about to get a whole lot bigger. Let's jump right in. Number 1. Chivalry 2. Dropping from a hefty $40 down to just $7.99, this first-person multiplayer slasher is an absolute steal right now. If you have ever wanted to experience the sheer, unfiltered chaos of a medieval battlefield, this is it. The combat mechanics here are surprisingly deep, but still incredibly approachable for newcomers. You can drag your sword swings, perfectly time your parries, and completely outplay your opponents in buttery smooth 64-player lobbies. Visually, the game strikes a perfect balance between gritty realism and over-the-top cinematic physical comedy. One minute you're executing a perfect riposte, and the next you're getting clobbered by a flaming chicken. It's a total masterpiece of multiplayer mayhem that never takes itself too seriously. This is the definition of a hidden gem for anyone who missed its initial launch window. Grab your squad, pick up a battle axe, and dive into one of the most hilariously grindy yet rewarding melee combat systems on PC. Number 2. Hades. You already know what it is, but if you somehow slept on this absolute masterpiece, seeing it drop from $25 to $8.74 is your sign to finally buy it. This action roguelike practically redefined the genre with its lightning-fast combat, incredible voice acting, and god-tier art style. You play as Zagreus, the prince of the underworld, trying to fight your way out of your dad's domain. The mechanics are insanely tight. Every dash, strike, and cast feels incredibly responsive and buttery smooth. What makes it a true gem even years after release is how the narrative progresses even when you fail. Dying isn't an L, it is literally part of the story progression. The RNG elements with the different Olympian boons mean every single escape attempt feels completely fresh. If you want a game that respects your time but will also keep you hooked for hundreds of hours, this is a massive W. Number 3. Resident Evil Village. Dropping from $40 to just under $10 is frankly ridiculous for a AAA survival horror game of this caliber. You're stepping back into the incredibly unlucky shoes of Ethan Winters trying to survive a snowy European village filled with werewolves, mutants, and of course, the internet's favorite giant vampire lady. The pacing here is an absolute masterclass, perfectly blending the sweaty, terrifying survival horror elements of the older games with the buttery smooth action of RE4. The gunplay is punchy, the inventory management is incredibly satisfying, and the graphics on the RE engine are jaw-droppingly gorgeous. This isn't just a game, it is a cinematic roller coaster that will keep you completely glued to your seat. Finding a high-budget, beautifully optimized horror masterpiece like this for the price of a cheap lunch is a complete no-brainer for any PC gamer out there. Number 4. Peak. Dropping from $8 to just $4.95, this is the literal definition of a hidden gem that completely lives up to its name. While the AAA studios are busy trying to figure out how to monetize your pause menu, indie devs are out here dropping pure, unfiltered gameplay experiences. Peak delivers incredibly satisfying core mechanics that are easy to pick up but surprisingly sweaty to master. The visual style might seem minimalist at first glance, but the art direction is razor sharp and the animations are buttery smooth. It's one of those games where you tell yourself you're just going to play for 10 minutes and suddenly it's 3 a.m. and you're fully hyper-focused trying to beat your own high score. It completely respects your intelligence as a player, stripping away all the fluff and leaving you with nothing but a highly polished, incredibly engaging gameplay loop. It's a massive W for the indie scene. Number 5. Ark Survival Evolved. Look, we all know Ark has a reputation for being incredibly grindy, but at under $10, down from $15, the sheer amount of content you're getting is completely insane. You wake up naked on a beach full of dinosaurs, and from there, it's a brutal fight for survival. The core loop of gathering resources, building your base, and eventually taming massive T-Rexes to ride into battle is deeply addicting. Yes, the official servers can be sweaty, and yes, you might get raided by a tribe of tryhards, but the private servers and massive modding community make this a completely different beast. The visuals, while demanding on your PC, look absolutely stellar when you finally get a massive base built in a beautiful biome. If you love survival games with deep crafting trees and the chaotic RNG of dealing with wild prehistoric monsters, this is a must-buy. Number 6. Euro Truck Simulator 2. Slicing its price from $20 to just $5, this is the ultimate palate cleanser for your Steam library. Sometimes you don't want sweaty lobbies or intense mechanics, you just want absolute, pure, unadulterated vibes. This simulator has been quietly dominating the Steam charts for years, and for good reason. The feeling of hauling cargo across a beautifully recreated Europe while listening to real-life internet radio stations is incredibly therapeutic. The progression system, where you slowly build up your own trucking empire, hire drivers, and upgrade your massive rigs, is surprisingly deep and engaging. It's the perfect podcast game. The driving physics are buttery smooth, and the modding community has practically mapped out the entire planet at this point. Do not let the simulator title fool you. This is one of the most low-key, addictive hidden gems you will ever play, and at $5, it's a complete steal. Number 7. Synthetic Legion Rising. Dropping from $20 to a ridiculously low $3.99, this top-down roguelite shooter is a hardcore gamer's dream. If you're tired of games holding your hand, Synthetic is here to humble you. The gunplay is arguably the most satisfying in any top-down shooter ever made. You have to manually eject magazines, clear weapon jams, and master active reload mechanics while dodging hundreds of robotic enemies. It's incredibly sweaty and demands your absolute full attention. The sheer variety of weapons, items, and class builds creates some god-tier RNG runs where you feel absolutely unstoppable. Visually, the crisp, minimalist cyberpunk art style looks amazing in motion. It's a deeply complex, beautifully optimized masterpiece that has been heavily slept on by the mainstream audience. If you want a grindy, ultra-responsive shooter that actually challenges your mechanical skills, do not skip this one. Number 8. Black Book. Slashed from $25 down to just $7.49, this dark RPG adventure is a massive hidden gem for fans of deep storytelling and tactical combat. You play as Vasilisa, a young sorceress traveling across the grim, beautifully hand-drawn landscapes of rural Russia, battling demons using a highly strategic deck-building mechanic. The core loop masterfully blends rich Slavic folklore narrative with sweaty, brain-burning card battles. You have to carefully craft your deck to counter incredibly unique enemy mechanics. What really sets this game apart is the atmosphere. It's thick, eerie, and completely captivating. Every choice you make actually matters, pulling you deeper into a mature, beautifully written narrative that you rarely see in the indie space. If you love games like Slay the Spire but crave a much heavier, story-driven experience with top-tier world building, this is an absolute masterpiece you need in your library. Number 9. Super Battle Golf. Going from $8 to $6.39, this might not seem like the biggest discount, but the amount of hilarious, friendship-ruining content you get is immeasurable. Forget everything you know about relaxing, quiet golf games. This is pure, unadulterated multiplayer chaos. You and your friends are essentially racing to the hole simultaneously, actively sabotaging, bumping, and knocking each other completely off the map. The physics are perfectly tuned to be just bouncy and janky enough to cause maximum rage, but responsive enough that a perfectly banked shot feels like a massive W. Visually, it's bright, colorful, and buttery smooth, making the absolute chaos on screen easy to track. If you're looking for a casual, highly replayable party game to play in Discord with your squad that will absolutely leave you tilted in the best way possible, this hidden gem is incredibly slept on.
Number 10. High on Life. Taking a massive price cut from $40 down to under $10, this hilarious first-person shooter from the co-creator of Rick and Morty is an absolute blast. You play as a high school grad turned intergalactic bounty hunter, but the real stars of the show are your weapons, a literal arsenal of talking alien guns that constantly roast you, the enemies, and the gaming industry itself. The core gunplay is surprisingly tight and butterly smooth, giving you Doom-light mobility mechanics like grappling hooks and jetpacks to traverse the bizarre, beautifully cracked-out alien worlds. While the humor is definitely the main draw, the underlying game design is genuinely solid, with epic boss fights and great exploration. It is a colorful, wildly unique masterpiece of comedic gaming that doesn't take itself seriously for a single second. At $10, the sheer entertainment value here is totally off the charts. Number 11, It Takes Two. Dropping from $40 to just $8, this is unequivocally the greatest co-op game ever created. Full stop. If you have a partner, a roommate, or a best friend, you owe it to yourselves to play this god-tier masterpiece. You play as a couple turned into tiny dolls, navigating a beautifully oversized, magical world to fix their broken relationship. The level design here is completely insane. Literally every 10 minutes, the game introduces a brand new, highly polished gameplay mechanic that most developers would build an entire game around. One minute, you're playing a sweaty 2D fighting game. The next, you're flying a pair of magical underwear. It is visually stunning, the platforming is buttery smooth, and the pacing never ever drags. Finding an experience this polished and innovative for under $10 is literally highway robbery. It is a massive W for co-op gaming. Number 12, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Slashed from $20 down to a clean $6, this is the ultimate sandbox for any anime fan. Instead of just playing through the same Goku storyline again, you create your own custom time patroller, choose your race, and literally fly around Kanton City fixing the Dragon Ball timeline. The combat is incredibly flashy, fast-paced, and gives you that perfect feeling of being an overpowered anime god. It is undeniably grindy, but in the best way possible, as you constantly farm parallel quests to unlock new outfits, devastating ultimate attacks, and powerful transformations. The community is still massively active, meaning you'll easily find sweaty players to spar with or team up for massive raid bosses. If you love deep character customization and want an RPG brawler that offers hundreds of hours of high-energy content, dropping $6 on this is an absolute no-brainer. It is a massive W for gearheads. Number 15, Assetto Corsa. Dropping from $20 to just $5, this is the undisputed king of PC racing simulators. If you have a steering wheel collecting dust in your closet, this game is the sole reason you need to plug it back in. Out of the box, the force feedback and tire physics are incredibly realistic, demanding sweaty, precise inputs to shave milliseconds off your lap times. But what makes this a true masterpiece and a permanently installed game on millions of PCs is the massive modding community. With the right mods, you can turn this into a photorealistic, buttery smooth night driving simulator in Tokyo, or a chaotic drift lobby with your friends. The sheer versatility here is completely unmatched in the racing genre. For $5, you're essentially buying a highly polished platform that gives you access to thousands of cars and tracks. It is a massive W for gearheads. Number 16, Dawnfolk. Dropping from $15 to $7.49, this is the ultimate hidden gem for cozy gamers who still want a bit of a strategic challenge. You're tasked with bringing a dark, cursed world back to life by carefully placing tiles, managing resources, and expanding your small settlement. The mechanics are deeply inspired by games like Dorferantic, offering a highly relaxing, buttery smooth core loop that focuses on optimization rather than high-stress combat. The art style is absolutely gorgeous, featuring vibrant, chunky pixel art that is incredibly pleasing to look at. Despite its cute visuals, the puzzle-like nature of the tile placement will definitely test your brain as your kingdom expands. It's the perfect low-stress game to fire up while watching YouTube or listening to a podcast. If you need a break from sweaty multiplayer lobbies, this cozy masterpiece is a massive W. Number 17, Neva. Getting a massive price cut from $20 down to $10, this is a literal work of art from the creators of Grease. You play as a young woman deeply connected to a magnificent wolf, traveling through a rapidly dying world. The visual design here is arguably some of the best you'll ever see in the medium. Every single frame looks like a god-tier painting. But it's not just a walking simulator. The combat is incredibly fluid, punchy, and buttery smooth, requiring sweaty precision as you coordinate attacks with your wolf companion. The emotional weight of the narrative is staggering, telling a beautiful story about growth, loss, and companionship without saying a single word. It's a compact, deeply moving masterpiece that completely respects your time. Finding an experience this visually and emotionally rich for under $10 is an absolute steal. Number 18, the Dark Pictures anthology, The Devil in Me. Dropping from $40 to a crazy $3.99, this interactive horror movie is perfect for a weekend gaming session with friends. Based on the real-life serial killer H.H. Holmes, you follow a documentary crew trapped in a terrifying modern-day murder castle. The production value is totally AAA, with incredibly realistic facial animations and top-tier voice acting that make you feel like you're directing a Hollywood thriller. The gameplay loop forces you to make split-second, highly sweaty decisions, where the RNG of your choices literally determines who lives and who gets brutally taken out. It's packed with clever puzzles, massive jump scares, and a seriously creepy atmosphere. For less than $4, gathering your friends on the couch and screaming at the TV as you accidentally get your favorite character killed is an absolute W. Don't sleep on this heavily discounted masterpiece.
Number 17. Never. Getting a massive price cut from $20 down to $10, this breathtaking action-adventure game from the creators of GRIS is a literal work of art. You play as a young woman deeply connected to a magnificent wolf, traveling through a rapidly dying world. The visual design here is arguably some of the best you will ever see in the medium. Every single frame looks like a god-tier painting. But it is not just a walking simulator. The combat is incredibly fluid, punchy, and buttery smooth, requiring sweaty precision as you coordinate attacks with your wolf companion. The emotional weight of the narrative is staggering, telling a beautiful story about growth, loss, and companionship without saying a single word. It is a compact, deeply moving masterpiece that completely respects your time. Finding an experience this visually and emotionally rich for under $10 is an absolute steal. Number 18. The Dark Pictures anthology, The Devil in Me. Dropping from $40 to a crazy $3.99, this interactive horror movie is perfect for a weekend gaming session with friends. Based on the real-life serial killer H.H. Holmes, you follow a documentary crew trapped in a terrifying modern-day murder castle. The production value is totally AAA, with incredibly realistic facial animations and top-tier voice acting that make you feel like you're directing a Hollywood thriller. The gameplay loop forces you to make split-second, highly sweaty decisions, where the RNG of your choices literally determines who lives and who gets brutally taken out. It's packed with clever puzzles, massive jump scares, and a seriously creepy atmosphere. For less than $4, gathering your friends on the couch and screaming at the TV as you accidentally get your favorite character killed is an absolute W. Do not sleep on this heavily discounted masterpiece.
Number 19. Overcooked 2. Going from $25 to just $6.24, this is legally responsible for ending more friendships than Mario Kart. It's a wildly chaotic top-down co-op cooking simulator where you and your team have to prep, cook, and serve dishes in increasingly absurd kitchens. We're talking kitchens on hot air balloons, shifting pirate ships, and active volcanoes. The mechanics are incredibly simple to grasp, but achieving 3 stars on later levels requires god-tier communication and perfect sweaty execution. You'll literally be screaming at your friends to throw you a tomato while the kitchen is actively catching fire. Visually, it's vibrant, charming, and buttery smooth, perfectly contrasting the absolute high-stress nightmare of the gameplay. It's easily one of the most replayable, hilariously engaging local and online party games on Steam. At $6, this is a mandatory addition to your library. Number 20. Rustler. Slashed from $25 to a flat $5, this is perfectly answering the question, what if classic top-down Grand Theft Auto took place in the Middle Ages? Better known by the community as Grand Theft Horse, this indie gem is pure, unapologetic comedic chaos. You play as a medieval thug trying to win the grand tournament, and you do so by stealing horses, picking fights with the absurdly persistent town guards, and causing massive collateral damage. The game doesn't take itself seriously at all, packed with hilarious pop culture references, literal beatboxing bards, and perfectly janky physics that just add to the charm. The combat is incredibly simple, but very satisfying when you finally perfectly time a crossbow shot from horseback. If you miss the raw, unapologetic fun of old-school sandbox games and want a thoroughly entertaining, deeply funny experience, dropping $5 on this is an absolute W. Number 21. Gatekeeper. Dropping from $15 to $9.74, this fast-paced roguelite is flying completely under the radar, but delivers some of the most cracked combat loops on Steam right now.
Think Risk of Rain 2 meets deeply satisfying top-down arcade shooting. Your mission is to protect the heart of the universe from massive swarming robotic hordes. The movement and gunplay are incredibly buttery smooth, giving you dashes, massive area of effect abilities, and punchy weapons that feel incredibly impactful. What makes this a true hidden gem and a permanently installed game on millions of PCs is the massive modding community. With the right mods, you can jump in with your friends and combine your different elemental artifacts to create some seriously sweaty god-tier screen-clearing combos. The vibrant sci-fi aesthetic looks amazing, and the constant progression system ensures that every run, even if you fail, pushes your power level higher. It's highly addictive, completely chaotic, and totally worth grabbing at this discounted price.
Number 22, Green Hell. Dropping from $28 to an insane $279, this is arguably the most hardcore, deeply immersive survival game ever made. Forget zombies or mutants. Here, your biggest enemies are parasites, malnutrition, and your own rapidly declining sanity. Dropped right into the middle of the unforgiving Amazon rainforest, you have to physically inspect your body for leeches, manually craft complex tools, and desperately try to find clean water. The mechanics are incredibly dense and unapologetically sweaty. The game will not hold your hand for a single second. Visually, the jungle is utterly breathtaking and terrifyingly claustrophobic all at once. If you are tired of casual survival games and want an experience that will genuinely test your resourcefulness and patience, this absolute masterpiece is essentially being given away. Securing a game this massive and deep for under $3 is the ultimate W. Number 23. Bus Flipper Simulator. Going from $16 down to $10, this might sound like a meme game, but it is actually one of the most low-key, satisfying hidden gems out there. Following in the footsteps of games like House Flipper and Car Mechanic Simulator, you were tasked with buying completely trashed, rusted-out city buses, repairing their engines, power washing the grime, and completely customizing the interiors. The core gameplay loop of turning a disgusting piece of junk into a pristine, highly profitable vehicle hits that perfect dopamine receptor. It is surprisingly grindy in the best way possible, offering deep mechanical repair systems that are buttery smooth to interact with. You can completely zone out, put on a podcast, and spend hours meticulously detailing a transit bus. If you love incredibly specific, highly satisfying restoration simulators, do not let the funny title fool you. This is a seriously solid pickup. Number 24. The Walking Dead: The Telltale Definitive Series. Dropping from $50 to just $10, this is an absolutely monumental deal. You are getting all 4 seasons, the DLCs, and visual enhancements for one of the greatest narrative games in history. If you have never experienced the heartbreaking story of Lee and Clementine, you are missing out on an absolute gaming masterpiece. This isn't about sweaty combat. It is about incredibly heavy, emotionally devastating choices that actively shape the narrative path you take. The cel-shaded comic book art style still looks incredibly striking, and the voice acting is universally god-tier. You will genuinely care about these characters, making the brutal split-second decisions incredibly stressful. Packing over 50 hours of top-tier, award-winning storytelling into a $10 package is completely insane. This is a massive W for anyone who loves rich, character-driven adventures. Grab some tissues and buy this immediately. Number 25. House Flipper. Slashed from $25 to $624, this game is the undisputed king of the cozy grind genre. The premise is incredibly simple. Buy ruined, filthy properties, smash down walls, clean up the literal garbage, and remodel them into beautiful homes to flip for massive profit. The mechanics are incredibly tactile and buttery smooth. Swinging the sledgehammer to demolish a wall is deeply satisfying. It is the perfect anti-stress game after a long day of dealing with sweaty multiplayer lobbies. You have complete creative freedom to tile, paint, and furnish the houses exactly how you want. The progression of building your property empire is dangerously addicting, making hours completely vanish without you even noticing. If you want a highly polished, incredibly relaxing game that constantly rewards your hard work with huge payouts, this is an absolute must-own masterpiece for your Steam library. Number 26, Maneater. Dropping from $40 to just $8, this game invented the Shark PG genre, and it is pure, chaotic perfection.
You start as a baby bull shark in a swamp and literally eat your way up the food chain, evolving into a massive, terrifying apex predator. The gameplay is fast, bloody, and completely unapologetic. You will be terrorizing beaches, fighting massive alligators, and destroying heavily armed bounty hunters. The controls are incredibly fluid, allowing you to seamlessly dive, breach, and thrash your prey in buttery smooth underwater combat. It doesn't take itself seriously at all, featuring a hilarious documentary-style narrator that constantly roasts the humans you are eating. It is a completely unique, highly polished power fantasy that is just flat-out fun to play. Finding a concept this wild and well-executed for under $10 makes it a heavily slept-on hidden gem. Number 27. Gas Station Simulator. Sliced from $20 down to $10, this game management game is highly addictive and surprisingly deep. You inherit an abandoned, completely trashed gas station out in the middle of a desert highway, and you have to rebuild it from the ground up. The core loop demands serious multitasking. You have to manually pump gas, ring up customers at the register, order inventory, and clean up the mess at the exact same time. It quickly turns from a chill management game into a hilariously sweaty test of your time management skills. You can completely zone out, put on a podcast, and spend hours meticulously detailing a transit bus. If you love incredibly specific, highly satisfying restoration simulators, do not let the funny title fool you. This is a seriously solid pickup. Number 28. Killing Floor 2. Dropping from $30 to a ridiculous $2.99, this wave-based survival shooter is the definition of pure adrenaline. You and up to 5 friends are dropped into various maps to survive escalating waves of terrifying, genetically engineered mutants called Zeds. The gunplay is arguably some of the most punchiest and most satisfying in the entire FPS genre. When the game's signature slow-motion Zed time kicks in during a chaotic firefight, hitting those crisp headshots feels incredibly god-tier. The progression system is deeply rewarding, allowing you to level up various classes to unlock devastating new skills and perks. Visually, the Gore system is a technical masterpiece, completely painting the levels red by the end of a match. For $3, the amount of highly polished, incredibly violent co-op replayability you get here is completely unbeatable. It's an absolute steal. Number 29. Outlast. Slashed from $15 to just $3.74, this game practically defined the modern era of run-and-hide survival horror. You play as an investigative journalist trapped in a massive, deeply terrifying psychiatric hospital overrun by homicidal inmates. The catch is, you have absolutely no weapons. Your only tool is a camcorder with a night vision mode that constantly burns through rare batteries. The tension here is unbelievably sweaty. The feeling of frantically hiding under a bed or inside a locker while a massive enemy searches the room is peak horror design. The atmosphere is suffocating, and the sound design will make you completely paranoid. It is a terrifying, highly influential masterpiece that still holds up incredibly well today. If you want a horror game that genuinely makes your heart race and forces you to rely entirely on stealth and RNG pathing, this is a legendary pickup. Number 30. The Dark Pictures anthology House of Ashes. Rounding out our list, this cinematic thriller drops from $30 to an unbelievable $2.99. Taking a massive shift from typical slasher tropes, this entry throws a group of heavily armed soldiers into a collapsed ancient underground temple in Iraq, where they are hunted by terrifying bat-like monsters. The production quality is totally god-tier, featuring incredible lighting, intense action sequences, and high-stakes quick-time events that will leave your palms completely sweaty. Just like other Dark Pictures games, the co-op mode is where this truly shines. Making life-or-death decisions while your friend's character's fate hangs in balance is an incredibly stressful but highly rewarding experience. The blend of military action and claustrophobic creature feature horror makes this a standout masterpiece in the anthology. For less than $3, this is the ultimate movie night gaming experience. And there you have it, 30 absolute bangers that prove you don't need to drop $70 to play god-tier games. If this list saved your wallet, drop a like and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out when we uncover the next batch of hidden gems. Before you go, let me know down in the comments, which of these games are you adding to your library first? Thanks for watching the Game Scout, and I'll see you in the next one.